Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Scary Movie 3. So, I've seen this movie countless times and this one has always been one of my favorites in the franchise. The movies that I love in the franchise are the first one and this one. That's always how it's been. And the last time I watched this movie, I wasn't into it for some reason, which was weird because I always was. But after rewatching it this time, yeah, I still think this is a fantastic movie, and I still think this is one of my favorite movies in the entire franchise. So, yeah, it's great. It's thebomb.com. It's the cat's pajamas. This movie rules. So jumping into a plot summary, we have a couple returning characters. We have Cindy and Brenda. And then, other than that, all the characters are newer characters. So, basically, Cindy and her nephew, they watched this cursed videotape. Brenda watched it early on, and she, passed away unfortunately in the movie. And basically, Cindy and her nephew, they watched the cursed videotape. So they're trying to figure out how they can survive. Because if you watch the cursed videotape, you die in 7 days. So they're trying to figure out how to not die in 7 days. And while this is happening, Cindy is, starting to get romantically involved with this guy George, played by Simon Rex, and him and Tom, played by Charlie Sheen. They live on this farm. They're farmers, and they're experiencing weird happenings with aliens. There's crop circles. So basically, the main cast of characters are trying to figure out a way to, not get killed in 7 days from watching this cursed videotape. And they're also trying to, survive an incoming alien invasion. So that is the basic plot summary. So something notable about this movie is that this one is the first one in the franchise where the Wayans brothers had zero involvement. And I didn't even know this before, but the gentleman who directed this movie, David Zucker, he actually wrote and directed Airplane, and he created the Naked Gun franchise. So that's kind of cool. I recently just watched and reviewed Airplane and the Naked Gun, and I thought both of those movies were fantastic. Those are like just classic parody films, top notch. I didn't know he was behind Scary Movie 3. Like, I've always liked Scary Movie 3. I didn't know like such a seasoned director was behind that, because Airplane and The Naked Gun, those are classics, to me, Scary Movie 3 is a classic, but I don't know if it's that well regarded, overall. But yeah, the Wayans brothers were not involved in this. David Zucker directed it. And you know what? Even though I like the movies that the Wayans brothers did, I like what David Zucker did too. The movie was, he added some new stuff, but it felt in line with the franchise. He didn't, try to completely reinvent the wheel. Like, he was, I feel like he was very respectful of what came before. It still felt like very much in line with the other movies, and yeah, I think he did a great job, And that's the thing too. I don't know if I said this in my review of Scary Movie 2, but when I was looking into that movie, there were way more writers than the previous movie. The previous movie, it was just in the first Scary Movie, it was just the Wayans who wrote it. The second one had a bunch of writers, so I think maybe why the second movie doesn't work for me as much personally is because it was like a too many cooks in the kitchen type scenario where it wasn't really their fault. It's like there was just so many ideas going on that, maybe there was a little bit of friction or conflict where stuff didn't come out exactly as planned. So yeah, I like what the Wayans brothers did, but I like David Zucker's take as well. And I think this is, you can't even really tell it's like a different director. It just feels like a good continuation. So I think he killed it. And speaking of Airplane and The Naked Gun, Leslie Nielsen was the star of those. Leslie Nielsen is in this movie. He plays the president, and he absolutely kills it. Like, he just knocks it out of the park as always. So yeah, it's cool that we have the David Zucker involvement, and it's cool that, you know, we got Leslie Nielsen. I mean, he's a legend as well. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Cause you know, the Wayans brothers, they're like solidified. So it's like, if someone else is gonna take the reins of this franchise, they better be good. So like, who better than like a seasoned vet like David Zucker to take it over? So yeah, I think he did very well. Jumping into another point, I just kind of want to talk about my history with this movie. So I talked about you know, watching the first movie over and over and over and watching it when I was young. This movie is the same deal for me. So when I was in middle school, my buddy and I, we watched this movie probably 50 times. Like, we watched it so many times, just over and over and over. We watch it like, if I don't know, like, we watch it so many times, it would never get old. We did that with Project X as well. Like, Project X, we would just watch it over and over. We wouldn't even watch any other movie. We would just watch Project X. We were like so obsessed with that. That was like this movie. We would watch it over and over, and we would like recite the lines. We always would say like the lines from Anthony Anderson's character and Kevin Hart's character. Like, don't even get me started on them. They were great in this. I love their addition. They were so, like, all the new characters did so well in this. So yeah, basically, like, I would always watch this with my buddy when we were in middle school, and like I said, we watched it probably 50 times, and we would just always, we'd always, you know, recite the quotes to each other. So yeah, this movie has a special place in my heart. I have some history with it, and yeah, it's great. Like, rewatching it just like brings back like a flood of memories of just me hanging out with my buddy, chilling in middle school, you know, just living it up, watching this movie. Because this movie was, I mean, this one was on TV all the time. I feel like this one was on TV almost even more than the first one. And it was just, you know, that's just like nostalgic stuff. You're just hanging with your buddy, watching some TV, watching some movies you love on repeat. It doesn't get better than that. So yeah, got some history with this movie, and it has always had a special place in my heart. So jumping on to the stuff with, you know, Anthony Anderson's character and Kevin Hart's character, the little, you know, sequence of dialogue that we would always recite is when he's like, one of the guys is like, hey, yeah, my auntie Shaniqua, she moved over there, but then she got evicted. And he's like, yeah, didn't she, well, oh yeah, he's like, why'd she get evicted? And it's like, she had mice. And then I think it's Kevin Hart's character says, he's like, I thought she had rats. And then Anthony Anderson's character is like, no, like, rats are outside, mice are inside. And then Kevin Hart's character, he's like, well, if a mouse goes outside, does that make it a rat? And if a rat goes inside, does that make it a mouse? And he's like, man, you just made a fact. You just made a fact. And then like there was like a whole other sequence like that where they're like, man, you can't wake up dead or whatever. So, I mean, I love their characters. Basically, all the new characters in this I really like. So we got, you know, Charlie Sheen. We got Leslie Nielsen, like I said, Simon Rex. You got Kevin Hart, Anthony Anderson. I'm probably missing some people, but like, I mean, it's like a double-edged sword because we lost, you know, Ray and Shorty, but I mean, if you're gonna lose some iconic characters, you might as well get some like great actors in the mix and have some great new characters. And I like, even though I am sad that, you know, Ray and Shorty aren't in this because they're extremely iconic, the new characters that we have are fantastic. So, you know, it is what it is. It's like a little give and take. It's like, we lost some great characters, but we also gained some great characters. Like, it doesn't completely even out. It doesn't completely make up for it, but, you know, it definitely helps. So, yeah, I really like the new characters. So, yeah, I don't know if I touched on this, but yeah, this movie parodies The Ring, Signs, The Matrix Reloaded, and 8 Mile. And I kind of touched on this in my review of Scary Movie 2. A lot of the movies that were parodied in Scary Movie 2, I haven't seen, so it's like I never really got the jokes. Some of these movies I haven't seen, but Signs, I would always watch that movie when I was growing up, and 8 Mile, I would watch quite a bit growing up as well. So I really, I was able to like get a lot of the jokes in this one whenever I would watch it, and that's, you know, a big part of why I enjoy it, because it's like I get all the in jokes. So I like the movies that they chose to parody in this, like they're movies that I love, so that heightens my enjoyment as well. And yeah, now I'm just gonna jump into some random funny moments, some funny scenes that I like, and then I think I'm gonna ski effing daddle. So Cindy's nephew in this, Cody, there's this like recurring thing where he always gets hurt. Like George, played by Simon Rex, he's just a total klutz, and he'll always like try to help Cody, but he's like hurting him. Like there's this, he's like at this vent, and there's like some arms grabbing him, and then George is just like beating him with a baseball bat, and then like Cindy hits him with her car, and then like later on at the end he gets hit with a car. Like he's always getting hurt. It's this whole recurring thing, and I thought that was really funny. Like it's like dark humor because he's a kid. Like it's messed up. I wouldn't want like a real kid to get hurt, but it's like it's so dark that it's hilarious. It's reminiscent of, I don't know if people have seen Freddy Got Fingered, but basically there's like this kid in that, and there's this recurring gag where like the kid gets, he's like this super nice kid, but he like constantly gets hurt, and it's just so funny. Sometimes I like that like real dark humor. So I like, okay, so I like all of the 8 Mile stuff. Like I said, I'm a fan of the movie. When they're doing the whole rap battle thing, George, he pulls out this thing. I think it's like something that singers use to make sure they're on pitch. It's like you like blow into it, and it like plays out these little tones, and he's like, bitch, ho, like, I don't know, like that was really funny. And then when he's doing his rap, he's like, I wear khaki pants. My dad's name is Lance. Dr. Phil's my uncle, and I'd like to hang with him. Like the rap was great. Yeah, like, and then when he's riding around with Kevin Hart's character, they're just like throwing paint cans at people, and he throws like a unopened paint can at a pedestrian. That, I mean, that's iconic stuff. That's hilarious. The Signs stuff was really good as well. So when Tom, Charlie Sheen's character, like he finds out that his wife has been in an accident, and the police officer, she's like, your wife is split in half, and then she keeps using like all these like pieces of food to like show him, and like first he gets a sub and he like rips it down the middle, and she's like, no, like this, she's like ripping a taco, ripping a hot dog, and then he's like, hey, if you know the bottom half's still good, like can I maybe get a couple minutes? And he whips out a donut and he's about to put the hot dog in it. That stuff was great. There's like a little really simple sequence where it's like Tom is talking to the police officer, and her hat just keeps getting bigger, like bigger and bigger. Like every time it cuts back to her hat is like enormous. That it's like so simple, and it's like just like really basic, but I always thought that was hilarious. It's just like so like WTF and so silly and random. Like I always thought that was funny. And then some other stuff that I like too is when the, you know, characters meet the aliens. The aliens they greet them by like putting them in headlocks, and they're like, and then George is like, well, how do you guys say goodbye? And they just like kick him in the balls, and then they're like, if you think that's weird, you should see how we pee. And they just they like pee out of their finger, and the one alien had its finger in Charlie Sheen's character's mouth, and then he's just like immediately brushing his teeth. And then Leslie Nielsen's character, he's like, oh, I pee out of my finger too, and he's just like pissing out of his finger. All that stuff was great too. So there's so many like other funny sequences that, you know, I don't want the video to be too long. I don't want to cover every single thing in the movie, but yeah, that's some stuff that I like. I mean, pretty much everything in this movie works for me. I love this movie. So, in terms of a recommendation, I would 100% recommend Scary Movie 3. I think it's one of the best films in the franchise. Like, that's really, those are my go-tos. I watched the first Scary Movie and I watched the third Scary Movie. I've seen them so many times. They never get old to me. And I just think they're hilarious movies. They hit the spot. They're funny, they're memorable, they're quotable, they're great. So yeah, Scary Movie 3, definitely check it out. It's a fantastic movie. It's up there. It's like one of my favorite comedies, honestly. Like, I used to watch this so much. Like, it's one of my faves. So basically, that has been my recommendation, and that has been my review of Scary Movie 3. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.